You know how the government never tries to spend on things that actually help people. But what are you gonna do? Build up the military.
I seen
they could use it to justify that.
Right. I seen a quote: "Don't let a crisis go to waste." You feel me?
The fucking whistleblower coming out saying that the government has like fucking alien spaceship craft like hidden from the public.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
Yeah. So there was this guy with a high clearances. The highest security clearances. He actually worked for the UAP task force. UAP, same shit as UFO, unidentified aerial phenomenon. But I mean, he said that he's seen some wild shit, bro. He's seen that we've recovered UFOs before. He says that we're not alone. He says the government has had this shit for a long ass time already. I mean, I don't know, bro. It's very suspicious. Like you told me on through text, like it reminds you of that whistleblower from Facebook. It's just something about it, right? Like it just seems weird.
I feel like it kind of seems weird just because like the Pentagon is also coming out and admitting that they've known about like UFO sighting and like spacecraft, like unidentified spacecraft.
Right.
I don't know. It's just like the way it's just being released.
Yeah, the rollout.
You know what I'm saying? Especially coming from the Pentagon. And then you have this whistleblower coming up, and then you have that video of Las Vegas, like that, family calling up the cops because they seen like a fucking alien.
I always find it suspicious when like these whistleblowers come out and they're not afraid of like going to jail, like nothing happens to them. Like, look at the most famous whistleblowers. Chelsea Manning, fucking Edward Snowden. Where they at right now? They ain't do a 60 minutes in the U.S. and be free.
Yeah,
especially if it's highly classified information like that. Like, I don't know. It seems like he has credentials, but I don't know, something about this story, bro. They just want more money for their Space Force, right? That's the end goal.
You know what kind of like makes me question the story is just like the validity that fool's having from the media. And like I feel like when something is false, I feel like the media is gonna like fucking repeat it and
right, no questions
report
asked
about it. Yeah, right. That's right.
No questions asked.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the fucking press is gonna write about it. And when something is true, the press doesn't even care to like investigate or to like talk about it, write about it. Like they discredit the people. Just think about Nord Stream. That shit happened, bro. Like
Nord Stream pipeline.
That fucking journalist came out saying that the United States had done it, and nobody even like tried to like pick up his story, interview that fool. You know what I'm saying? So like that just makes me question about this fool coming up, and he's getting all the media attention, and the media is reporting on this all of a sudden. And I'm telling you, it's also the Pentagon, like in recent years, bro, admitting that they, know about like shit like this. I don't know, man. It just seems like it doesn't seem like legit,
It's a psyops or what?
It could be a psyop, bro. But also it could be just the fact that I feel like the objective has changed. So like it used to be the Cold War. The Cold War ended. And then it was the war on terror. That is kind of facing out, bro. Like people are tired of war. Like the war on terror, And
they're kind of tired of the government talking about Russia too. You had that neo-Cold War, Russia hysteria during the Trump administration or Trump campaign, continuing to the war in Ukraine. But even that shit, people seeing through it. The Durham report came out already, so They lost credibility that way. What is the new thing? COVID ended, so what is the new thing? I mean, definitely it's the war in Ukraine right now, but
They're losing.
what's the big scare now? What's the next big scare?
An enemy that you can't see.
Right.
That's the perfect enemy.
Aliens or what? The conspiracies are true, bro? World government type shit? That's what they want?
But you remember that video I sent you? Where that economist is saying that like a scenario like that could happen just because of how bad the economy is at. Like you have like inflation, you have like a recession right now as well, and like so like a way like you need a massive buildup, to get us out of like a situation like this.
Okay, I get you.
And how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna spend a lot of money? Government spending? You know how the government never tries to spend on things that actually help people. But what are you gonna do? Build up the military.
I seen
they could use it to justify that.
Right. I seen a quote: "Don't let a crisis go to waste." You feel me? If we were to get into another war, who do you think it would be with?
Honestly, like it could be with China, bro. Like honestly, China is probably like the only country like that could like easily be like like it could actually like fucking put up a fight with the United States.
Right. But economically honestly, and everything. Well, militarily and economically.
But like, you know what? Even with this war in Ukraine, bro, like just how good Russia is fighting this war, even with like all the support Ukraine is receiving from the United States and NATO, so that just even makes you question about, bro, like the actual like capacity of our military, bro.
Right.
Like you got all these generals saying that like the United States is out of stockpile. Imagine, and they're fighting Russia, and like the narrative is that Russia's like a regional power, like they don't compare to U.S. power. You know what I'm saying? So like that just really makes you think about like the preparedness, bro, and like the power of the United States. So like imagine if the United States giving all the support to Ukraine and Russia's winning this war. Imagine like going to war with like China, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the next war in Ukraine could be the war in Taiwan. Another proxy war, but between the U.S. and China. Because you have the semiconductors there, bro. That's a very important resource right now in today's world. You know? It is very interesting, bro. I seen RFK talk about it too, how he views Russia and China the same. How we kind of instigated this war with Russia by the way we were surrounding them, the neighboring countries that were joining NATO. We're doing the same thing to China. We're fucking all around them, bro. And, ready. Fucking instigating that shit. Trying to stir some shit up, Getting all up in their fucking territories and shit. That's just wild, bro. Because we wouldn't let no country do that shit to us. That's a fact. Bro. So I mean, that's that American exceptionalism. That you think that shit dying or what?
I mean, definitely, like, it's being challenged for sure. But, like the United States, still has, like, the advantage when it comes to, like, just the, like, economic power,
People are noticing that the emperor isn't wearing clothes?
Well, I think that
the hypocrisy, bro.
Like, I feel like even when it comes to, like, the type of economy that we have, bro, like, I feel like we are the world's, like, biggest consumer on, like, any type of product that you put out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, even if these countries would want to start, like, something with the United States, at the end of the day, like, it could also backfire, So, like, China, even though that it might not like the government of the United States, but it does like the U.S. like market, because that's where like the majority of its production goes, bro. Like we're like really big consumers.
Yeah, we're their clientele.
And I'm pretty sure, like, if China feels this way, just think about all the countries that benefit from our consumption. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I don't know, bro. I feel like we just live in a system where, like, I feel like we'll see more proxy wars for sure, bro. But like direct confrontation, it's just not possible, bro. Like,
We can't.
you fuck up the whole thing. You know,
Bro, the elite in all these countries, they don't give a fuck about the country they're from. Especially in America, bro. These fools don't even live in America, probably. They have houses all around the world. Their money parked all around the world. Assets all around the world.
Well, you see,
they don't care about America.
That's where you get like the term globalist.
Yeah.
You know how like Trump be against, and like you have all these like popular like right wingers talking about the globalists. And it's kind of true, bro. Like these motherfuckers, they don't claim a country.
No.
You know what
They're
I'm saying?
multinationals.
Yeah, that's right.
Multinationals. Even the companies who sits on their boards. But not only that, you got fucking Saudi Arabia's royal family. Bro, they're a huge hedge fund, basically. They invest in all these different assets, and that includes real estate in the U.S., you know?
Fucking sports teams, you seen that? Like,
sports teams, bro.
They're funding like the Open Golf or something. Like,
China doing the same thing. All these different assets in our country. Who owns America, you know? Is it Americans?
Nah, bro.
What is Americans in the first place? A bunch of imperialists, bro.
You know what last time I was watching a news report that in Arizona, like Saudi Arabia like fucking bought up like large parcels of land to grow like a certain type of plant that cows eat or like herd eats in Saudi Arabia. And they're doing that because over there in Saudi Arabia it's illegal to grow that plant. But they're able to do that in Arizona because of some like loopholes and like regulations. So basically right now Arizona is going through like a drought and a water crisis. And then you have like a Saudi Arabian oil company that just buys farmland in Arizona, gets cheap ass water. They grow this plant for like their herd, whatever, you know, they're feeding it over there. So you see how they're benefiting,
and then just exporting it back to their country to use.
Exactly, dog. Isn't that a bitch? So like they're exploiting like U.S. natural resources for cheap. Like right now, like the biggest companies that like exploits Mexican resources is probably, just think about Coca-Cola. They're not only like a soda company that has Mexicans like hooked up on Coke, but they're also a water company. So imagine all the poor Mexicans that don't have access to clean water, and then you have a fucking company like Coca-Cola, bro, that has their plant just extracting all the water to produce this Coca-Cola.
No, yeah, for sure. The Zapatistas, bro, they're at war with Coca-Cola because they're trying to take their water. You know? Real shit.
But like, for Mexican culture, bro, you know Coca-Cola is like big, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Like, it's part of the culture.
Yeah, bro. It's like
you gotta have a Coke with your carne asada.
Exactly, bro. Like,
got to.
And like when you go to Mexico, bro, everywhere you go, a lot of actually business owners, bro, that's how they like sustain, like selling Coke.
We say this shit a lot, bro. They make us love our slavery.
Hey, for real, bro.
That's what it is.
They do. Then you're gonna have your boy Elon, bro, fucking extract all the lithium, bro. You know that they're building a big ass gigafactory in
Texas?
No, in Mexico, in Monterrey.
I see some shit like that.
In Mexico, bro. That's crazy. That's like just if like Elon Musk was if that fool is willing to make the investment in Mexico, then you know that there's like a lot of like lithium right there, bro.
Alright. You going for Kamala Harris, right? I'm assuming.
Fuck yeah, bro. She's my girl. She smoked weed, so come on.
Gotta vote for her.
Is it later?
She smoked weed before or after she fucking She jailed people for it. Cornel West saying that he's gonna go with the Green Party.
You seen that?
I mean, you called it out, bro.
He's smart.
Chris Hedges said, "I'm gonna call this fool tomorrow." No, matter of fact, he said, "Don't even worry about it. I already set up a fucking meeting." Real one. Chris Hedges, man. Shout out Chris Hedges, bro. Real shit. He's one of the greatest journalists of our time, bro. Real shit. Him and Glenn Greenwald. Matt Taibbi.
It's crazy how they made that shit happen, bro. Like, they hit up the leadership of the Green Party. And, like, I don't know, probably they have that influence, bro, to, like... But I wonder, too, like, is Cornel West also gonna run, like, is he gonna run on both tickets, like, the People's Party,
No,
the Green Party? He's just running the
Green Party. Green Party all the way.
Interesting.
I guess there was, like, drama between the people of the People's Party, like, the bureaucratic side of it, like with anything, bro. Remember, Justice Democrats, same shit. Yeah. Well, shit.
That's crazy.
The whole AOC, what were they called, bro? There's another word for them, not Justice. Well, the progressive candidates, bro. Like, the whole movement got co-opted, just like everything I always do.
But I wonder what happened, though. There's some interviews that I need to watch of Cornel West, but you know, I haven't seen no type of like policy, like specific policies that fool would do, you know?
Right. Yeah, bro. And then we got Robert F. Kennedy, who he's been. I don't know how I feel about his foreign policy, you know? But I feel like he's one of the strongest candidates at the moment.
I think he is, but like it's kind of disappointing though, because like he is pretty intellectual when it comes to everything else, and it's crazy that he doesn't have that same view on Israel, bro. Because come on, like, you cannot defend it.
Yeah, I guess his argument was that they're the only democracy over there.
But like that's not even
that's not even valid, bro.
I used to say that too, bro.
Yeah, no, it's not even valid, bro. If they're committing human rights violations and all this shit.
I think before going on that trip,
you can't call yourself a democracy and be doing that to a population. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what the U.S. does too.
I mean, I was sympathetic, bro, and that was always like the argument that I was that I would use too when like people will like
ask me about
Israel, and I kind of used to justify it.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, once I went to that trip and then I saw like with my eyes the differences when it comes to like the standard of living.
Also, when you had went during college, like you fucking.
I was more sympathetic to the Jewish cause. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Especially, I mean, just growing up in the church, bro. Like, of course, like you have to be sympathetic to the people of Israel, you know. And then, even when I was there too, bro, I was still sympathetic to the Israel cause, you know.
I feel like I've always been on the Palestinian side.
You realize that, like, the type of like standard of living that each group has, and then like weird shit like that Israel enforces in their law. Like when we had like a group meeting with like soldiers or people that served in the Israeli army.
Or doesn't every citizen have to?
No, that's the craziest thing.
No? That's a misconception?
Only like if you're like Jewish, like a Jewish Israelite, you have to serve. If you're a Arab Israelite, like a Palestinian Israelite, but with like Israel's citizenship, you don't have to. That's a choice. That's kind of weird, right?
Okay.
And like if you're an Israelite, you cannot go into the West Bank. Like you're prohibited from going. But obviously, you do have settlements in the West Bank. You know what I'm saying? So like one of our tour guides was not able to go into the West Bank when we went to the West Bank and like visit some cities,
right?
Because he was Jewish.
It's an apartheid. They're in their fucking Jim Crow era. That's crazy.
And like you see
Some
it, bro.
Jim Crow laws, bro. Second-hand citizens. And honestly, that has been the most like sought after thing when it comes to censorship, bro. Is talking bad about Israel, or not talking bad, telling the truth about what's going on over there. That's when people get canceled, they go after them. They come for all their shit. That's how they came after the Minister Louis Farrakhan. That's how they came. Who was the other fool? Mark Lamont Hill got fired from CNN for saying some shit.
Yeah.
Cornel West lost his tenure from Harvard for talking about
something like that.
Palestine. It's crazy, bro. They have a lot of influence. And that's like one of those things that they be censoring people for the most, I feel like.
Yeah, having like criticism of Israel, bro.
Right.
Like in any way. It's like really taboo. You know what I'm saying? To talk about Israel in a bad way. But it's like even crazier, bro, the type of like devotion like a lot of Americans have, bro, with Israel. Like, what the fuck does Israel have to do with us, bro? Honestly, like legit. We're not
Like,
sympathetic.
Who do you think it means more to? Jewish people or
No,
Christian?
Christian,
Right.
especially
Because that's where Jesus was born.
The fundamental, because they see that as a promise. They see Israel and like Israel politics as like the fulfillment, like the prophecy, the second coming of Jesus. You know, like the Jewish people returning to their land.
Right. This is prophecy. This was wrote about.
You know what is crazy
Bible.
though? Like the majority of denominations, like the
Israelites,
the Christian denomination, they see the Jewish people as something important that is going to happen, but at the same time, because the Jewish people are going to believe on the Antichrist, that's where they're going to put their faith. Is believe that a lot of Jewish people will ultimately pay the price for doing that. The only way that they can like really repent and like say sorry is by being persecuted, and like I guess like their heads are gonna have to be chopped off, so they're gonna be prosecuted.
Damn. Damn.
You still want this? I'm gonna kill this. Yeah. All of that shit is really interesting, bro. When you read about like the prophecy of the end of times, like religions, America's role, it's crazy. It feels like it's kind of true. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When like the book talks about like Babylon falling, we are Babylon. Right now, we are the fucking most powerful empire right now, and they all tend to fall. And it's crazy how the Jewish people always play an important role when big empires fall. You know what I'm saying?
Think the Bible is basically about empires?
Well, yeah, I mean
the cycle of humanity.
It talks about empires. It talks
a new
about,
empire rises, it falls. A new empire rises, it falls.
Antichrists.
There's always an antichrist and a messiah in each of those.
There's always prophets that like, talk about like the evils of people, and they're sidelined. You know, they're not believed. You know, they're criticized.
Well, I think like it shows a lot that the most revolutionary people, especially in the U.S., are the most religious. You think about
they Martin Luther King, pretty spiritual, yeah.
Even Malcolm X, both religious. You know, very religious. That's where they get their like I don't know, morality. I don't know.
But, well, yeah, I feel like disciplines. You know.
But I think it means something that like revolutionary figures are usually like deeply religious, bro. I feel like that means something, you know. That's what creates.
That's where they get like their
like profits and shit, bro.
What like their
strength to change the world, bro. Real shit. God.